Good morning and welcome back to Portimao on this beautiful Saturday morning. We are here ahead of the penultimate day of sailing here at the Portimao Portugal Match Cup, and sadly it doesn't look like there's going to be a huge amount of breeze later, but fingers crossed that it should fill in later. We've still got 3 flights left in the qualifying rounds before we head into the knockout rounds, and it is all tight on the leaderboard. So let's just have a look at how the standings were overnight. At the top of that table we've got Ian Williams of Great Britain, and he has won 7 of his races and just lost 4. Next up we've got Mersky of Australia. He's won 7 and lost just 1. Richard of France has won 6.5 and lost 4, half a point obviously deducted for some damage caused to Bruni's boat earlier on the week. Then we've got Johnny Berntsson of Sweden, having won 6 points and lost 5. Damien Yell of France won 5 and lost 3. Then in the middle of the table there are a lot of people battling it out for the last places in the quarterfinals. At the bottom of the table we do know that Marino of Portugal has only won 3 and so will be going home, as has Ruben Corbett of New Zealand and Lumijarvi of Finland. So those 3 definitely going home. So there is still all to play for in the final 2 days of the Portimao Portugal Match Cup, and for sure a few more people will be going home today. But before we talk any more about that, I'm going to come to our first guest, Johnny Berntsson. Now I hear there were big celebrations last night, but not because of racing.
Yeah, well, yesterday it was the midsummer, and we celebrate that once a year. So we had a nice party together with friends and all the Swedes.
Well, Johnny and Bjorn Hansen were kind enough to invite me along to their party, so I snuck along with a couple of cameramen, and this is what we found. Well, we all know that the tour is defined by its international spirit, and no more so than this evening, where we have 2 of the teams, Bjorn Hansen on the Mekonomen sailing team and his team, and also Johnny Berntsson, the Berntsson sailing team, both from Sweden, celebrating here midsummer, which is a traditional Swedish celebration. And I think we're going to, once Johnny has finished loading his plate with meatballs, going to grab Johnny just for a little chat. And you can tell us a little bit, Johnny, about the tradition of midsummer and what that means. Stand up, come on, get into it.
We're celebrating, when we have the most of the light of the days in Sweden, because it's very dark in the winter. And this is the period when it changes, and it's the lightest day in the summer and goes to darker again, unfortunately. But then we celebrate that, and we call it Midsommar. And what we do is eating some traditional food, herrings, eggs, and very hard bread called knäckebröd. And then we dance around this midsummer tree. So we try to establish as much as we can from the Swedish tradition here in Portugal. We don't have it all, but some of it.
Just walk over with me and show me this tree that you have sort of resurrected and built yourself. Just talk me through the different features. I know that this has all been taken from the boats that you've been sailing. You've got the flags there and the horseshoe buoys. What does it mean?
I think this is more, the shape is very similar with what we have, but we used to have a wood stock, and we have leaves around it, and we have flowers in it, but we take what we have, and this is from boats. This is a spinnaker pool, this is the life buoys, and then we have some flags up and balloons. That's what we could get. So yeah, we will dance around that, and that will be the symbol for the midsummer.
Fantastic. Now you've also got Bjorn Hansen here, 2 teams. Bjorn? He's not listening to me, but we'll try and get him up in a little minute. Just talk to me about, you guys are rivals on the racecourse, but here you are with your families celebrating together.
Yeah, well, when we go out on the racecourse, when the signal is 7-minute signal, we're all very hard opponents and we want to beat each other as much as possible. But when we go inshore, we're really good friends, and we're practicing together and coaching us together, and having a great time together.
Here he is. We were just talking about rivalry on the race course, but yet you're all here together having fun with your families and celebrating.
Definitely. I mean, we're always friends when we're having something stable under our feet, but not so good friends when we're on the water.
Now, Johnny, you've obviously secured a place for tomorrow, hopefully in the quarterfinals, and Bjorn, you've still got a little bit of work to do. How are you feeling about tomorrow?
It feels great. I mean, we're very happy with the way we have sailed so far. We know that we can do even a little bit better, so it feels good. We think that we will need to win 2 of the 3 races tomorrow, but it's definitely not impossible.
So going easy on the celebrations tonight, because I know that schnapps is a traditional Swedish thing, and are you going to get involved in some of that?
How do you know that?
Well,
no, but that's true, and I guess we would have been celebrating a little bit more if we were at home and didn't have to go up at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. But you don't want to miss this, so still a little bit of celebration for sure.
Now, I've just seen Philip there in the corner of my eyes. Philip, now you are a Dane amongst Swedes.
Yeah, I'm not very happy, but no, it's perfect.
So you celebrate this evening, but in quite a different way, or you celebrate in the same way, but for a different reason in Denmark.
Yeah, but we would actually have celebrated it yesterday.
Right.
Yeah, and in Denmark we do it a little bit different as well. We're celebrating the birth of Saint John, the guy who christened Jesus. And we put in some other heathen traditions. So we have a big bonfire where we put a witch on it and we light it, and fireworks. And often the young people get very drunk, not in snaps but in beer and other stuff.
Okay.
And I really like the pole. We don't have that as well, so I think we'll try to put that up in Denmark next year.
And Bjorn, just one more question. How is the evening going to continue from here? You've obviously got to eat. I hear you've got some dancing later. What is the plan?
The plan is to sing some snapsvisor, as we said. It's something that you have to sing before you drink. And we're going to have some linjakka, which is a special kind of snaps which has gone over the equator twice. So we put it in big oak barrels, and thank you.
There you go.
And you put it on board a ship, so it will pass the equator twice, so it turns. And now you heard the guys start to sing here. Not very good, but anyway.
I think you should join in.
And you too, because you know that. Helan går, sjung hopp faller alla lej.
Brilliant. Well, there you go. Definitely an international world match racing tour and some international culture here, and I love it. What a fun night that was. Thank you so much for inviting us. But of course, it's not all fun and games. There is some serious racing to be done. And Johnny, you've had a massive turnaround of success. The first day, the first few matches went easy for you, but you've come back fighting.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't tell it's a big success, but of course the turnaround is good for us. The success for us would be to win all the races, but it seems to that we are in the quarters, and we're really happy about that, because from there everything can happen, and we're going to do our best to be on the top at the end of the week.
And now, looking ahead to the quarters, I mean, do you try and just forget all the sailing that you've done so far and put all those races behind you and wipe the slate clean and start again?
I think what we do actually is try to see what we did good and what we did bad in those races, and have that in mind when we do go into new racing. I think this learning curve is really important to all have improvement during all the event, and I think at the end you will see the best team, and the best learning curve will win. So we try to improve all the time and remember all the racing we have done.
And do you feel like you're finally getting to grips with the boats? I know that some people have really struggled at this event with the speed out of the tacks and things like that. Do you feel like you've got a grasp of that now?
Yeah, definitely now. We were struggling in the beginning, but we definitely get it now, and hopefully we're gonna improve more in the future too.
Okay, well, I won't ask you what your secrets are because standing on my right-hand side is Mathieu Richard. Now, Mathieu, you also are through to the quarterfinals. Congratulations. You were docked half a point for a collision with Francesco. Was that a problem?
Yes, it was, yeah, because actually after the first day we had a very good score at the leaderboard, 4 victories and just 1 loss. And 3 matches later we had 3 more losses and 1 deduction of half a point. So we had only 3.5 points, and yeah, it was not very good for us. But fortunately we managed to get ahead and to win the 3 next matches. So now we are in a more comfortable situation.
A more comfortable situation, but no wind, sadly, at the moment. And there has been some talk this morning about the possibility of shortening the programme. From your point of view, what would you like to see happen, if the breeze stays as it is at the moment?
Well, of course, the best thing would be to finish the round robin and then to sell the full program. I mean, the quarterfinals, first to 3 points, and then the semis. But if there is no wind until maybe 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon, like yesterday, the race committee will have to reduce the quarters. So there is 2 options. They can either decide to reduce the quarterfinals to 2 points instead of 3 points, or they can go through the shortened quarters like in Korea 2 weeks ago. So that means the first of the round robin will go directly to the semis, and the ranked second up to 7th place will sell the quarterfinals. So there is those 2 options, and for us it doesn't change really anything because we won't be the first of the round robin, and I think we should be anyway in the top 7. So anyway we will have to sell a quarterfinals today.
Now, you've been unlucky here before. You had one particular race, I think, where Adam Monoprio sailed all the way around you when you were just a few yards from the finish line and beat you. Obviously, you don't want to see that happen again here.
Oh, for sure, no, I don't want to see it again. I saw it on the screen 2 days ago with the resume of the last year event, and yeah, indeed we had a huge lead, and it was really late on the day, around 9 o'clock in the evening, and yeah, the wind died at the end of the race, and they managed to come back, and we had no wind, and they overtook us really on the finishing line. So it was more than frustrating. It was like a nightmare. Yeah.
Well, hopefully we won't have any of those nightmares here in the rest of the Portimao Portugal Match Cup. We will be here waiting for the breeze to fill in, and that's all we can do. We can't control the weather, sadly, but we will bring you all the updates of what's going on out on the racecourse. We'll be back at 3 o'clock UTC +1 for 2 hours of live coverage, hopefully, and I will be back this evening at 9 o'clock UTC +1 with the Today Show.